Hello, good people. If you're new here, I recently started a series where I explain to you the step-by-step procedures that I took to self-publish my book. We are on the third episode right now. The first one was writing and editing a script for self-publishing. The second one was about the lessons that I learned from my editor, and today I would like us to speak about something else. But before I continue to today's topic, I would like to tell you what really happens after you receive your script from the editor. There are many things that you need to do for this script to be able to reach to a point where you can say it is ready for publishing. So once you receive your script from your editor, it's important that you take note of the corrections that he's made, and if there's something that is unclear to you, something he's added onto the content or which he has omitted or deleted from your content, it's important that you consult if you do not understand why he made those decisions. The reason is an editor will actually look at your script like a teacher would look at a composition, and they will correct things that they feel will not appeal to your audience. So before you omit any of this information or ignore the advice you receive from the editor, it's important that you actually ask them why they thought of changing what you're not comfortable with. Once you make these corrections, then again you need to combine the whole document and proofread it. The many times you do your proofreading, the better your script becomes. And if you get tired of it, it does not hurt to give to a trusted person to read it on your behalf. So once you've done these corrections, you've added what maybe the editor has advised for you to add, or you've corrected information, it's important that you return the script to the editor for them to look at it again, or alternatively give it to another editor. You could use more than one editor. It has its pros and cons, and we will talk about that in a future video. The more times this book gets to be edited, the higher the chances that your book will do well, because the accuracy level will be higher. So once all this is done, then you can put your script to the side and start thinking about the book cover. So today's topic is actually on designing the book cover. They say that you can judge a book by its cover, but really, can you? For me, by the time I was writing the words "the end" at the end of the book, at the end of my script, I already had an idea of what I wanted my cover to look like. And even as the editor went through my work and we were making corrections, I could see the same corrections happening on the cover. Cover gave out the mood of the book, and also we gave out a little bit of a story of what the book is about. I wanted any reader to look at my cover and feel what the book will make them feel when they are done reading it. Because the book is majorly about a female character, and because my target audience was majorly women, not that men cannot read the book, but women are likely to relate with it more, it was really important to me that even the color of the cover of the book should be attractive to women. And we know that the way men look at colors is not similar to the way women look at colors. So that is something I had to discuss with my designer in the process of actually making my book. I must tell you that what I really loved about my designer is how he was able to interpret exactly what was on my mind. Of course, he asked so many questions through this process, to the tiniest of details. And of course, when I gave this cover to my beta reader, I was able to identify mistakes and get their input on exactly what they think a cover should look like. For me, what was important is for it to tell a story. It is true that you can't judge a book by its cover, but I wanted that anybody who gets to read The Budding Tree is able to be attracted to the cover, so that they are actually given the opportunity to know exactly what is inside the book. It took the designer 2 takes to get the perfect cover that I wanted. I must say that the 3 images that he sent to me as proposals for the cover are quite close and neat together. I will be inserting them here so that you can see exactly what I'm speaking about. My idea of a book cover was a sunrise image, a tree, and fruits. The book, The Budding Tree, is a book that speaks about fertility issues, and I wanted this tree to represent fertility, and I wanted it to show that fertility can actually happen, not happen, or hang in between. At the same time, I wanted the sun to rise to indicate a new dawn. My book designer was able to cover this well, but as he was doing it, I realized there are other changes that we could make, and my book editor had already also suggested other things that we should include on the cover. So the book turned from an image of just the sun and tree to a more elaborate image that even included a phoenix bird. So the idea of having a phoenix bird on the cover of my book was to give the reader the idea that this book was about resilience, which is exactly what the book was about. It was about resilience, it was about hope, and it's about new beginnings each and every time. And it was important for me to show this on the cover. So the second proposal was given to me, and again it had some corrections to make, but I was beginning to like what it looked like. I wanted it to look more natural, so I made some few changes, and eventually we agreed on the cover of the book. Once I was done, of course, I did show this cover to my book editor because I also wanted their input before I actually could give any beta reader my book to look at. The best part about self-publishing is the final word about a book that is going out is actually decided by the author. So in this case, it was up to me to decide what I wanted to sell, what I wanted to get out as a book, and for me, I was really satisfied with the kind of cover I had done. So that's it for today. On my next video, I will tell you how I settled on the title of my book. Until then, goodbye.